Poets the most of all the writers because they just, with a line, they just cut through everything. And growing up, everyone was um, lying. Like my mother was cuckaloo. I mean, God love her. She was amazing, but it was a weird period of time where they didn't know how to diagnose or treat or da da da, and her family was very uptight. So there was people would just kind of gloss over things, and then I would say, I think I have that in the book at some point, saying, "Why is everyone drinking in the morning?" You know, I hated denial, didn't know to call it that, but I could tell as a kid that people were not being straight, and I think that too, revenge, but also like going for the truth. And one of the things I always admire about poets is they're flaying their psyches. They're stripping everything away, using themselves, which I think is fair. Other people, it's a whole other question. But I felt that was fair game, and that there were a lot of layers that I could draw from that would give some pulse and beat to what I was writing.
So in all the stories I read, all the female protagonists are love addicts. Is that fair?
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of. I didn't even know there was such a thing. I think that was maybe that's one reason that the memoir came into being too, is because it was a door of perception that opened. And for me, it opened when I used the term addict for myself, when I felt it, when I walked into one of the rooms for 12 step programs where they gather people who have issues with sex, love, romance, distorting it, using it, getting high from it, not about really relating with another person, even though you think it is. So there's that element of brain disease and perceptual, complete distortion. Um, and for me, I never even recognized the chemicals, the rush that I would get when I was around someone who resonated like another damaged soul. Like, yeah, let's we can really destroy each other with ecstatic flames. You recognize that when you're in that place, but I didn't until I walked into those rooms and identified with everyone who was talking. I thought, God damn it, I thought it was them. I think there was an element of that victim thing, for years of like, I would be involved with people who were addicts or alcoholics, and it was easy to say, well, they're shooting up, or they're, hey, it's not me. I just love them, and I'm sticking it out. And I was getting off on the whole thing. They're obsessed, they're in love, or they're having a relationship with the bottle or the heroin or the hookers or whatever it is. I'm getting off, I'm focused and addicted and obsessed with the relationship or the high that I'm getting from how twisted it is, but it's still not about the person. And I never recognized, because I didn't, that gets into the distinction between substance abuse and addiction, where it's like pretty damn clear. You take a shot of Jack Daniels, you're like, shooting up, smack. And in this case, you've got, food, relationships to food, sex, love, shopping, money, that can be process addictions for people who are using their relationship with those things that we need, just like we need to breathe, in a way that uh, is making them high and preventing them from actually engaging in life in a more authentic way.
Why did you write your memoir?
Yeah, it's a pretty mortifying exercise. It's certainly like, why? What were you thinking? There are a few reasons. One was, I wish I had a book like this. I mean, I'm 45. I wish I'd known earlier that this was something that could happen, because all of my friends did this in their 20s. We all fucked up. We all made mistakes with relationships. If you were in the 30s, in the 40s, it's like, because this is the one of the ways you can identify this is through patterns. It's like over and over the same thing, which is probably why there's overlap, of course, in material obsessiveness, trying to work through things, having what do you call touchstones of subjects in fiction and nonfiction that I've been worrying or playing from different angles and exploring. I personally respond more to